Welcome back to Let's Talk. We have Amanda Puppo here from MarketReach. She was talking about Najabo earlier, but I want to talk about her company because she has a successful company herself. Again, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
How long have you been in business?
We celebrated 10 years about 6 months ago, so we're approaching 11 years.
And what does your company do and how'd you get started?
My company does lead generation and appointment setting. And what that means, Gary, is that we assist business owners and salespeople with getting in the door to the people that they want to meet. So we're basically setting up appointments between a salesperson and their prospect.
Now, how on earth did you come up with this company?
Pure dumb luck. I started the company, I decided to leave the sales organization. I was with a large payroll company, and it was time to leave. And I said, well, I had just turned 26, and I didn't quite know what was next for me. I had an English degree, and I had only been in the corporate world for a few years. So what did I really know? So I decided to investigate business ownership. And I went to Barnes & Noble for probably 4 hours a day for 2 months to learn and to understand more about business, sales, and marketing. And that was priceless. That really allowed me the confidence and some knowledge, of course, to back it up. And then I went out and practiced it. So I had the opportunity to, my next door neighbor needed a marketing consultant for 5 hours a day. And that's what I ended up doing to get to get it started. And that was coming to an end because it was temporary. And I said, you know what, there's something I'm good at, and that was cold calling. And like most small business owners, I said, here's what I'm good at, let's put it out to the universe. And I joined the Mercer Chamber of Commerce, and that was the day a business was born, Gary, and that was the best business day of my career. I showed up, I did my 30-second commercial, and at the end of the meeting, I had 8 people come up to me and say, here's my card, let's talk. And it was inspiring. And a week later, I got my first client, and I did all the cold calling 9 hours a day for 2.5 years. We had the opportunity to expand, so I got an office in Hightstown. We expanded again, and now we are in Lawrenceville.
Wow, nice. And how'd you get your startup funding?
It was all self-funded, and I'll tell you, that's a great lesson for any new business owner. I had $3,000 to my name, and by the 3rd month, I was pretty much broke. And so I asked my neighbor, I said, Jim, I don't want to ask my parents, I'm too proud. Can you loan me $500 for rent? And he said, sure. And he was just an acquaintance of mine, but he was a nice guy. Well, it turned out I ended up marrying that guy.
Oh, really?
Yes. But it's tough. You definitely need to have some funding, but luckily for me, my business required very little capital. I had a computer, I had a phone, I had my time. You know, time was something I had a lot of. And I was a go-getter. And so I did the work during the day, and so I made the calls during the day, I did the business at night, I did the networking, and then we were able to grow, slow but steady.
Now, you've built a staff of, you told me, 10. And how did that incrementally increase?
That also was, I'm actually a pretty conservative person. Many entrepreneurs go through many ups and downs, but you know what, I gotta say, we've been profitable since day one. We've been debt-free, but we've also grown very steadily and I guess slowly. And I've been real lucky to find some great people that I can count on, that show up to work, that like what they do, that are good at what they do. They're skillful, and I make sure that we have a good training program in place to support that. So we slowly went from 1 to 10, and we have room in the office for 17, so we're really excited about the next steps, and we're taking the necessary activities to bring us there.
I guess cold calling is one of those things that no one wants to do, but it has to be done.
Right.
So what types of companies hire you? Are they large companies or small, or realtors, business owners?
The common theme that brings my clients together are that they are all B2B. So they're all business to business, and they all have an interest in growing their company. Most of them have an interest in growing their company every month. So the kinds of clients that are usually successful with us are the kinds of clients that say, you know what, I'm going to do a pilot program with you for, say, 100 hours. And then at the end of those 100 hours, I'm going to expect X number of leads because I can normally predict what that will look like. And then they'll put together a year-long program, and that's going to bring them success.
Now, those mid-sized to large companies?
They really vary. We actually deal with solopreneurs, you know, one guy who's just looking to grow his company, but we also have dealt with Nestle Waters and McGraw-Hill. So we do have certain industry niches in which we're very successful. For example, we work with a lot of insurance companies, coffee, vending, and tea companies, dental labs, printers. So we do have some specific niche industries that we have a large showing for.
Now, you mentioned you're based in Mercer County, but do you pull clients from out of the state as well?
Yeah, actually, probably 40 to 50% of our clients are out of state.
Interesting.
So,
what's the future for MarketReach at this point?
It's very exciting. We have a couple of key people in place, my office manager Stephanie and our campaign manager Chris. And together with our staff, we're real excited about what we've got coming. We're doing a trade show in Vegas in about a month, and we're real excited about that growth. We are not quite $1 million, but that's our next step. And we're just making sure that we have the right people in place to be poised for growth.
Very good. Now, I know you were honored in, I guess, 2004 for a Young Entrepreneur Award. Tell me about that.
Oh, that came about. That was very unexpected, actually. I was actually nominated by the Najabo executive director, Paula Gould, at the time. And by the way, that's another thing you should know, which is that I did join Najabo 3 weeks after I started my business. So the first meeting I went to was the chamber. The second meeting I went to was Najabo, the New Jersey Association of Women Business Owners, in the Mercer chapter. And Paula had nominated me for the New Jersey SBA Young Entrepreneur of the Year, and sure enough, I won. And shortly following that, Staples caught wind and basically honored me with the Staples Cherry Hill, New Jersey store dedication. So I got a mug shot right there on the wall at the customer service desk.
No numbers under it or anything like that?
Amanda.
We have to take a break. We come back. I want to have you give the viewers some insight as to how they can start their own business and all the experience that you've learned. We can talk about that in the last segment. Okay, we'll do that. Thank you so much. We'll be back right after this.